As we move into the next section, which is 5-man pressures, these are what we call blitzes. Okay, so we don't use the term blitz until we're bringing 5. 3 is a pressure. Okay, excuse me. 3 is a rush. 4 is a pressure. 5 is a blitz. 6 is an overload. Okay, we don't believe sending 3 linemen on a game or a slant or a stunt and bringing 1 backer. That's not a blitz to us. That's just putting a little extra pressure on the offense. It's bringing 5 that really gets the pressure. Again, we're going to close the middle of the field. We're going to do it in a variety of ways, and we're going to try to do it late. Play as much zone coverage behind this as you can. All right. One of our favorite ways of doing this is with purple coverage. Okay. When we get into purple coverage, we like to play with 4 down. We'll usually have some kind of twist stunt or line game going here. And now we're going to roll from 2 high to 1 high late. So our corners that were kind of up pressed, like it was a 2 high structure, going to bail out of there and get to 7, play thirds. We will drop a safety down. Lori, Linda, Rose, Rita tell him what leverage to play and thereby what coverage we're going to be in. If you have questions on coverage, again, we have an 80-minute video on our website that takes you through all of our coverage families, both middle of the field open and middle field closed. In this instance, we are dropping the safety down into Lori, which is left outside coverage is the term we use for that. And we're closing the middle of the field late. In this regard, we can send the Will or the Mike with almost impunity and get that 5th rusher on the quarterback now. But again, the low holes in between the 3 linebackers is where the offense has to pump the football to. And oftentimes it's not. That ball's got to come out pretty darn quick or the quarterback's going to get hit. All right, so purple is our roll to cover 3 coverage. There's what purple looks like in a trips world. Again, not a whole lot different. It's just a different posture because of the fact that they have 3 receivers to a side, but it kind of holds up in the same matrix. We can also do this with orange coverage. Orange coverage means we're going to keep the linebacker, the Will in this case, and the star out wide in a 4-3 posture. They're going to play coverage, and we're going to drop a safety down to a linebacker depth and get him involved in the box fit and either send him or send the Mike and have the strong safety replace him in the box and in that low hook defender pass zone. So there's a bunch of different ways you can get to it. There it is versus a trip structure. The sky's kind of the limit on how you want this to look. I would just encourage you to make sure that you're very sound in the back end when you start bringing 5. Okay, that's the worst feeling in the world is you bring 5, you don't get home, and then you watch them just line up a kill shot on your secondary. Get your guys with zone eyes. They're going to complete some passes against 5-man pressure. When they do, tell your guys to rally and tackle and remind them that's why we don't want to be forced to blitz all the time. We want to play sound defense. Our preferred method of getting to the quarterback is with 4-man pressures. We want to be exotic in the paths we run on 4-man pressures. We don't want to run 5-man pressures very often. Okay. Now, again, all these different coverage rotations are great. I would have a couple of them. I wouldn't run all these in one game. I'd have 3 or 4 5-man pressures dialed up and 1 or 2 coverage answers, and I'd move on. Okay, I just think it's too much of a time commitment, just like offense. There's a lot of plays look good on the whiteboard, but there's a limit to how much you can get installed. Okay, so again, there's kind of what we do in trips. A lot of different ways to drop down safeties. Okay, make sure that you're able to get guys involved from a bunch of different paths. Okay, and so here is sort of our 5-man blitz, 5-man pressure package. This is sort of how we're going to do it. Okay, Mo means that we're involving the Mike and the Will. All right, so you're going to see in black right here, you're going to see the line movement. All right, we're going to take the Batman through the C, the Rock through the A, the Edge through the C, and now we're going to have in black, you're going to get the Will kind of coming behind the Rock into the A, and you're going to get the Mike through the B. Okay, so you're going to blow up A and B together and take one through each side of the guard. If it was Mo X, we would send the Mike first through the A and bring the Will behind through the B. All right, now they're all going to sort of look like this. The black one is the one called. There's Mo from a little bit different look. We're simming it. Okay. There you see how it's going to look. The red is the opposite. And I would strongly suggest to you that you decide 1 or 2 of these that you really like and you stick with it for the game plan. I wouldn't ad lib and try to throw 5 or 6 of these in. Okay, we call this one Bronco. This is an ace line movement. So the Batman's going to go through the C, rocks through the A. There's what ace means. It means our edge is down in the A gap, ace line movement. And now if it was Bronco, Will's going to come through strong B, and we're going to send the star off the edge. The Mike is going to be the whole dropper now. If we wanted to X path it, that's the red lines. It just means that the star is going to go through the B and the Will's going to crush. We could have said ace strong. We could have said Will X, and we could have said star Omaha or star Nike. Well, that's a lot of words. So instead, that's just Bronco. Okay, we just one worded it and made it really simple for ourselves. Okay, and all sim means is that we're going to bounce up on the line of scrimmage and show it early and be in and out and yo-yoing it. Again, every one of them has a call and then an X call. It just means we're going to switch the responsibilities. So we'll teach the kids the line movement. We'll teach them the base stunt. The base stunt is Will through the B, star through the C. Then we'll say, okay, now exit. Oh, okay, star goes through the B and Will goes through the C, which is a crush path. Okay, again, we're not trying to overthink things here. We just want answers and we want ways to get to the quarterback. All right, now here we're in the shade look. So our rock is over in the A gap. He's going to cross the center's face, try to take the center with you. All right, and then we're going to take both of our DNs on a jack movement through the C gap. And now we're going to get star through the B, which will be a tornado path, Mike through the A, which will be a fire path. That's called Patriot. All right, we're trying to get 2 linebackers coming through the same gap. Will's got to hustle over and be the low hole player here. If we X'd it, Mike would go through the B and star would come off his butt and go through the A. And there's the sim version, the simulated pressure version, where we walk up and show it a little bit and we yo-yo back and forth off the line. Okay, and again, you can have as many of these as you want. I'm just trying to show you 3 or 4 that have been really good to us and kind of keep this in the simple framework of an hour-long video. So again, you could have 100 of these if you wanted. Okay, down at the bottom, we're trying to give you a little bit of a cheat. Okay, Polo is an ace line stunt. There you go. There's our edge going back through the A, rocks through the A. Batman has contain. Outside linebackers on an Omaha path. There you go. He's coming off the edge. Inside linebackers on a fire path. He's through the B. So we would have closed A, B, C. Okay, that's 4 coming basically almost off the same side. We are getting into the backside A. If we X'd it, okay, then the outside linebacker would be on the tornado path and the Mike would be on the crush path. We typed all of this down here for our kids, okay? But we don't want to say ace strong, Mike fire, star Nike. We just want to say Polo. And if we say Polo, it's all one worded out. It's all memorized. Bang, go get them, okay? We want to make life simple, just like offenses do, right? Our coach wants to go out there and look and say, okay, they figured that out. Hey, Polo X, boom, boom, boom. Let's change it up, give them a different path. Okay, we type all this on the stuff we give our kids so we don't confuse our kids. Okay, now some of these can get super simple. These are very, very easy. Wildcat just means we're going to take both ends, the Batman and the edge, and they're going to strike their visual key, which is a tackle, and go through his outside shoulder to the C gap, play contain, and we'll send both outside backers through the B. So now we'll close both C's, both B's. Our Mike and Will now have to react to slants by 2. Okay, and you've got to marry that up with the coverage family to make sure you're not going to run this and give up pass plays you shouldn't be giving up. If we call Doom is double Omaha. Now we're going to be on a pinch line movement. Batman and Edge take the B, Star and Joker take the C. Okay, again, these are not rocket science level difficult, but they are ways to get extra hits on the quarterback and do some stuff. Okay, here you go. In black is the belt movement. The red is the belt X movement. So here you go. You're going to get a jack line stunt. Batman and Edge are outside. Outside linebackers on a tornado path through the B. Inside linebackers on an X path. I love that one. You're going to get A, B, C on the same side. But again, they're not contiguous linebackers. So this is a personal favorite of mine. All right. I love the Will coming from the wrong side and the Star coming from outside. The Mike now doesn't have a gap. Okay, so life's pretty simple. If they ran the ball, where's his gap? It's back over here in the B. Okay, your guys better know this. You better review these and teach them where's your open gap, son. Okay, and a lot of times with young players, he'll go, "Well, I don't have a gap, coach." Yeah, you do. It's over here. We sent both the other linebackers. You have to adjust. If it's pass, drop low hole. It's going to be bring 5, drop 3, drop 3. If we use the X path, here you can see what changes. Will is right there. Okay, he is on an X path. Outside linebackers on a hurricane path through the A gap. Okay, so that's belt and belt X. Now, let's get into 6-man overloads. It's middle of the field closed and middle of the field open options. It's man coverage, and you can see there, you must get home. You got to get home. That means you got to hit the quarterback. Okay, if you don't hit the quarterback, we're going to be in deep, deep trouble. All right, and the reason we're going to be in deep trouble is because there's nothing left behind. We're bringing the house here. Okay, so here you can take a look at it. We're going to be on a jack line movement, edge outside, Batman outside, rock through the weak A. We're bringing the Joker on a tornado. We're bringing the Will on an X, and we're bringing the Mike on a fire. So we close C, B, A, B, C. All 6 gaps blown. Everything's filled on cutthroat. Okay, it's great. It's hard to run the ball against it. Okay, if you've only got a back end protecting, good chance we're going to get a mismatch, and we're going to get probably pressure on the quarterback. But you're playing man coverage. If you don't hit the quarterback, there's not much back there to defend. So these are plays that you're going to, in my opinion, you're going to call a couple times in the red zone and try to get a negative play. You know, you're going to roll the dice once here and there and just try to get a big hit on the quarterback, force a turnover. I don't think these are the kind of plays you want to live and die with. Okay, but these are our 6-man pressures that we call overload.